Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hearts of Iron 4. Can you believe that it's been almost a year since Hearts of Iron 4 was released into the world? It's actually been 11 months, give or take a few days. And what have we been given since then? We have received one DLC that mostly added national focus trees to the Commonwealth nations, so unfortunately nothing really exciting there. We have received words on another DLC that will be focusing on the nations around here in Central to Eastern Europe. We haven't received all the details from that, so hopefully we'll be including some really exciting stuff there too. But the most important thing that we have received from Hearts of Iron 4 is the great modding scene and the slew of great mods to pop up from it. One of which we will be playing right now, called The Great War, which obviously takes you back to the Great War, where you can start in either 1910 or 1914 to play out the Great War if you want to do some preparation or if you want to go straight into the war itself. We will need some preparation because we will be playing probably the most important and the most beautiful nation to have ever existed in the world and world history, also known as Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary is led by Franz Joseph I, the wonderful emperor of this beautiful nation. The country is led, besides Franz Joseph I, by the Christlich-Soziale Partei, and we also have two things modifying us at the moment from the start. Is a multinational state, because Austria-Hungary was including a lot of different ethnicities and nationalities, such as the Czechs up here, the Slovenes and the Croats, the Hungarians and so forth. There were quite a few of them. So, and also the House of Habsburg-Lorraine, which gives some extra additional political power gain. But let's not go on about that. We will head into the game itself. I even have sort of a plan going into this on how to deal with certain things. In real history, the Great War started in 1914 something, I actually don't know the date on hand, when Gavrilo Princip murdered Archduke Prince Ferdinand. No, it's Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. My history is failing me at the moment. Anyway, that sparked a great conflict, blah blah blah. Italy was supposed to join in to the Central Powers, but since they deemed Austria-Hungary being the one declaring war and there was a defensive alliance, I think that was the reason they had, they deemed it that they didn't have to, and eventually joined into the Allies instead, or the Entente, attacking Austria-Hungary and Germany. We will prevent that. We will go in our national focus tree here. We have the ability to renew the Triple Alliance, as it was called, the alliance between Austria-Hungary, Germany and Italy. And we will be securing Italian loyalty, even ceding territory to Italy to make sure that they will join us and not the Entente, because honestly, I don't want to waste 400,000 to 2 million Austro-Hungarian soldiers to die in all of these mountains for what? Nothing exactly. We will rather give South Tyrol away and Istria away in order to secure Italian loyalty. So that will be a priority for us. But let's set up the nation. We are in 1st of May 1910. We have to pick some technologies, and I think going for production and supply consumption and stuff like this will be a reasonable way to start. This mod, if you are unfamiliar with it, changes quite a lot since it puts you in a different time era. So you will have different technologies, obviously, to pick from. You will have different units, different weapons, and a lot of things different, really. And since a lot of nations are also different, or at least in a different situation, such as Austria-Hungary didn't exist in 1936, of course. So you will have to deal with this little power block existing, and the German Empire is stronger, I'd say, at the start than in 1936. But then again, France is also stronger. And then we have massive Russia here, who has a lot more of Eastern Europe to begin with. So the political situation is quite obviously very different. So we'll have to deal with that too. We will need probably some more infantry equipment here, and maybe we'll wait on the support equipment, but field artillery I have a feeling we will need, and horse-drawn vehicles seems to be a thing of these days. We have a pre-Dreadnought 1 being produced, which is obsolete from the get-go, but it has been through a lot of production already. So if we do cancel it and switch it out for, where is it? It's Dreadnought 2. We will lose 2,767 days of production. And that does suck. But do we really want an obsolete and wait 9 months to get a ship that is obsolete from the get-go? I say not. We will switch it out. We will add three of these naval dockyards for it. Though, then again, we will only get... That will only give us one Dreadnought 2 before the war starts. One Dreadnought 2 won't really make much of a difference, I have a feeling of, so we will switch out that production instead to destroyers. Destroyers we will get 3 per year, that will give us 9 to 10 destroyers at the start of World War I. Hopefully that will give us more of an edge than whatever that other one will give, and it will be in Istria. The unfortunate thing is that we will give up Istria and only really have Dalmatia left as our port. And how many... Wait, we can make some things here. Probably shouldn't if we're going to give it away. So we will have all the naval dockyards in Dalmatia and maybe in Zara, but there's no unlocked slots there. I don't think we can have any slots there at all. So that's the naval thing. We won't really focus on the naval part. Austria-Hungary, not really renowned as a naval power, especially nowadays. Austria is not really known for being a naval power at all, due to the lack of coast primarily. But we will still field whatever we can, but hopefully with Italy on our side. Italy is fielding here... No, that's convoys. Not the strongest fleet in the world, but probably and hopefully together with us we will dominate the Mediterranean. Our main opponent will be France's Mediterranean fleet and United Kingdom, who are controlling the Suez Canal over here. No, that is the Suez Canal. And also controlling Gibraltar. So, in that regard, nothing has really changed from starting in 1936 and playing as Italy, for example. Only now we have Austria-Hungary on our side too, because we are them. So what is now? What is next? We have also still have some military factories to put down. Probably have their own support equipment and infantry equipment for now, until we figure out what else to do with them. Our national focus will be set to securing Italian loyalty as soon as possible. Though I presume there is an idea in saving that for a bit later when it actually happens, but that one will give German-Austrian alliance focus opinion of Austria-Hungary plus 50, while German Empire for some reason would dislike us because we are securing an alliance for us. It's not like we're giving up Germany and heading to Italy instead. We want to have both on our side. Not sure why Germany would be opposed to that, but then again Germany is a bit strange at times. A bit scared. We will have one civilian factory being produced, which is a bit stupid maybe. But beyond that we will have some more military factories going down, so we have them set up and ready. We have to modify our government, but rather we have the ability to, which probably be put on something with industrial concern or maybe material design, small arms, research time. Let's see, what could we use right now? We will need some more military factories, so this guy could be pretty good. Military factory and dockyard construction speed plus 10%. This one could be good too, but it's a bit more specialized. It's naval bases, air bases, and situational stuff like radio station, rocket sites and nuclear reactor, things that we probably won't need. That one we probably won't need either. Civilian to military factory conversion cost. National unity plus 15%. That could be pretty good. But then again, we could pick it later on. We don't need a national unity until we end up in a war. And we will remove the multinational state before the war starts through the focus tree. So we will have 80% in base national unity. The max is 90%. So effectively, he will only give 15% eventually. So I think we will go for the war industrialist. There is an argument for the silent war curse for the 15% extra political power gain. But war industrialist will be the first one out. So we'll get them done. Alright, we have a few different templates in the beginning. We have a few different variety of units being... Well, we have 56 different divisions being made. If we put them into an army, so we can get a better overview of them. We have 3 Gebirgsjäger divisions. We have some Landwehr-Division, Ersatzdivision, which I'm not too happy about. We probably need to switch out some of them, so we end up with a better army for it. We have some hussars, which could be turned into the Strats and Panzerwagen. Though again, we could also transform the hussars into something else. If we were to add, for example, an armored battalion, that's armored car at the moment. Where in the technology tree is the tanks? There's an armored car. There's an armored car, and then we could have tank prototype. But that's in the middle of the war. So I don't think we can rely on getting any kind of tanks early on. Plus the armored car. How fast is the armored car? The armored car is, let's see. Why am I not seeing the speed of them? Am I just blind or something? Potentially. I'm presuming that they would be fairly fast. Wait, why am I not seeing the speed anywhere? Oh, it's right there, right in front of my nose. Right in front of there. Max speed 4 kilometers. If we remove these guys, because they are probably slowing us down. 9 kilometers. 9 kilometers. They are pretty fast. Armored cars, pretty fast. How fast is the hussars? The hussars are 6.4 kilometers, and regular infantry is 4 kilometers. That's the wrong kind of infantry. There, infantry, 4 kilometers, absolutely. So we could keep the cavalry at the moment. They will have engineer and also recon to start with. Could expand them with a few more cavalry to make them a bit stronger, make them withstand combat, but the main priority is to circumvent and encircle. Basically the role that panzers have in World War II, but we just don't really have access to them. Plus, Austria-Hungary doesn't have the strongest economy ever. If you look at Germany, they have 23. We start with 12. So we have half the military factories that Germany has, half the industrial output that Germany has, and half the possibilities that Germany has. We can't really afford to be going to too strong of a mechanized force, since we don't really have the mechanized options at the moment. So in the beginning, we will use our hussars. We will keep the hussars, maybe expand them a little bit, add a few more hussars, though we do have at the moment 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. Unless I missed some of them. No, about 10. 10 is good enough for me. 10 is almost a bit too many. But we will keep those 10. Those 10 will be useful on the Eastern Front primarily. We are not hoping for a relatively calm Southern Front against Belgrade over here, or Serbia, and then focus primarily on Russia, since we will be given that opportunity due to enlisting Italian aid. That is the entire purpose behind all of that. If we're lucky, we could also go for Romanian rapprochement and add Romania to the mix by giving up Bukovina, which is where exactly? Oh, it's this little territory, absolutely. We will give up this opportunity, this little territory, and give that to Moldova and to Romania, and Romania could probably end up on our side in the conflict, which would be a great boon as well. What we should take a look at too is add some sort of aircraft. When will we get the nearest aircraft here? 1915. Right now we have these, counting mostly as scout. And then we will have this, which is fighter aircraft. We have a seaplane, triplane, tactical bombers over here. But that's 4.67 years away. That's in 1915. So in the beginning, maybe we should make a little bit of scout. Scout aircraft, one factory. One factory of scout. That could be useful. It only takes a bit of wood, and it also takes a bit of oil, which is fine. I'm pretty sure we have both of them. Where is it? Did you see it? There we go. We are having access to 18 currently. And where's the wood? Maybe you don't have wood. We don't have wood, alright. But still we don't seem to be lacking. So what will we be producing meanwhile? I do like the idea of this Stosstruppen. They have all the support they could possibly need. And we could easily add in a few extra infantry. to broaden the combat width. We will try to add up until we have about 20 combat width, which should be fine. The Landwehr is also decent. It has less here, but they have what they need, I'm pretty sure. The Stotztruppen has an additional field hospital and logistics company. Not certain we need those two things, so maybe. Landwehr. We will train some Landwehr units. They will be gathering up in Alfeld. And then we will train some Gebirgsjäger. Not too many, but some of them. Because you can't trust Italy. Even if we try to maximize opportunities to have Italy on our side, Italy could still end up going on the enemy side. You can never trust Italy. That's what I've learned so far from these games. Never trust Italy. Always have a backup plan to go for. And that is what we have right now. We will be adding these units into an Eastern Army, essentially. This is the Eastern Army. Some of them, like the Ersatzdivision here, will be added to Landwehr Division instead. Meanwhile, this is a horse, so it should probably be added here. And I probably counted wrong with how many horses we had, seeing as I mixed them up. And these guys will be added to basically an Italian army. And they will have a little front line that will be going along Italy. There we go. Go Italy. Here we have our Gebirgsbrigaden, which will probably be more helpful over here. So we can take these and add them over here instead into our own little... There we go. Southern Front. Southern Front against the dirty Belgradians. Ah, that's the wrong country. There we go. There's some 15 divisions, 21 divisions should be. Where's the rest? Ah, they're over here. They should probably be going to the Eastern Front as well. The Eastern Front most likely will need some help. We should also maybe set up some commanders for them. Arthur von Bolfras, Field Marshal. Konrad von Hötzendorf, home combat width minus 10% offensive doctrine. Konrad von Hötzendorf, you will be leading Army Free against the vile Russians. I almost forgot who we were fighting. There, secure Galicia Lodomeria and make sure that they won't ever fall to the enemy. Here we have the cavalry. Should probably have someone who's decent with cavalry. Fortress Buster, not exactly what I was hoping for. But Karl von Flanzer-Baltin. You will not be promoted, you will instead be taking charge of this cavalry army. Which is fine, it's these 10 divisions. These guys, I don't remember where I put you. Oh yeah, you were here. You will be under the leadership of Viktor Dankel von Krasnik. And finally, we have the Southern Army, which will be under the leadership of Hermann Kövess von Köveshasa, or Stöger Steiner von Steinstetten. That's a really cool name, I like it. You're hired. Stöger Steiner von Steinstetten. I gotta say, I love these names. They're just... It's so good. They're so good. And I just realized we've been all this time without starting time itself. So let's bring time online and have it rolling. Should probably have it on speed 4. Welcome to the Great War. You're a veteran player of the Hearts of Iron saga and you want to experience a new challenge. We added new difficulties to the game. What? I think we will have not today. I haven't really played this mod before. At least not into a great extent. It was quite a while ago as well. I think I did play as Austria-Hungary and it failed. So I don't want it to be going too fast for me or too hard. Why is it all these... No. This is not acceptable. I'm not a big fan of the 3D units. So I will keep them this way. There we go. Maybe I should have the 3D units. Doesn't matter. Actually, now when I think about it, I will bring the 3D units back. I changed my mind. There, 3D units is back, due to popular demand from myself. The Italians are fairly strong, maybe they hate us still. They hold core provinces, different ideology. Well, they will stop with the whole core provinces when we're done with them. I mean, when we give the core provinces back to Italy, then they will be very happy with us and hopefully love us. They are no faction, they should probably be in our little faction. The Albanian revolt. The Albanians refuse to submit to the Turks. That's pretty bad for the Albanians. They should have their own nation. Become free. They could also become free under Austria-Hungarian leadership, and just like Bosnia-Herzegovina over here. Or the condominium of Bosnia-Herzegovina, which is a funky name. A really funky name. I like it. We will have the elaborate offensive plan of basically their orders when the war starts is take all that territory and go. Hopefully succeeding before too late. South Africa independence. Ah, the Union of South Africa. That is beautiful, and this is horrifying. Why does... Was this in real life too? Is that just poor form? Why not just give German Empire all of this? It would look better on the map. God. They should think about how the map looks when they end up doing things like that. It's the most important part. I'm a bit scared of the Eastern Front, but at least we will have German assistance on it, and historically speaking, Austria-Hungary did have some issues beating the Russians, but the German Empire, however, were very efficient. So we're hoping for the German Empire to back us up there whenever problems arise. There, maximum speed on everything, which is fine since we have nothing really to change. We're gathering some political power rather quickly. A new triple alliance should be done very soon. There it is, in fact. And we will secure Italian loyalties. First by doing that, and then by giving South Tyrol and Istria. Which apparently we can't do until after the end of the Italo-Turkish War. The Italo-Turkish War, which I'm pretty sure gives Italy the control of stuff like the Dodecanese. Alright, we have basic hand tools done. Improved hand tools should be next. Basic hand tools feels like 1910. Shouldn't they have basic hand tools by now? Maybe. Maybe. What is happening? That's not what I was going for. What is happening over here? Ah. But why is this a different color? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Maybe it's going a bit too fast. We have a research slot available for human powered transport being done. Mining could be the next thing up. That one is in 604 days, or 3 days now. So in 25 years. If we take that, like 600, or 6,000 days, how much is that? It's 365 days per year. So that is quite a lot of days. But we would be done around 1925, 1930. So maybe it could be worth it. Maybe. We got one military factory done as well, which we'll be putting down, which means that we're probably done with... Not with this. Could be because of the reduced time it takes to make the military factory, and the fact that they need much less. I never realized that civilian factories almost cost twice as much as the military factory. That's interesting. It goes much faster and much more efficient to make military factories, even when you have a fewer amount of civilian factories. And right now we don't really need to trade much, so we don't need any spare civilian factories for trade. In fact, we're getting some from our trade. We're not really importing anything at all. I think we also need to make some naval dockyards here in Dalmatia, so we can pump out some additional units. Won't touch Dalmatia though, since we will, or Istria rather, since we will give it away to Italy fairly soon. When is our first divisions ready to go? Should be done in a matter of days. They're lacking some support equipment. So we need to pump up that production. In fact, when the next few factories are done, we will add that to support equipment production. We should be completely fine. Speed it up. Speaking of... wait. Securing Italian loyalty is already done. There we go. Surgical equipment. We could prepare things like that, or we could head over to mechanical computing, giving us some additional research time reductions. Not that it matters too much here, but everything counts. Alright, we have securing Italian loyalties. Italy likes us more now. We can assert position in the east, or we could go for stuff like the Luftfahrttruppen, if we want to add stuff there. Maybe some additional infrastructure could be good, and also getting some military factories for free. For free? How often do you get things for free? Not often. Rarely things are free. We could also reinforce Emperor's authority. I think we will go for this. First go through political effort and into reinforce Emperor's authority, into militarism, and then unify the realm. We want to unify the realm before the war starts, preferably. Which means we... Austria-Hungary annexes Kingdom of Hungary. Interesting. We can even go through both of these. Portugal becomes a republic. Congratulations, Portugal. If history goes the way it did in real history, you will unfortunately suffer quite a few decades of dictatorship under... what's his name again? Salazar. I think it was Salazar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name was Salazar. It's also a fairly cool name, which people like that tend to have for some reason. A tank designer might not be what we want right now. But having Franz Konrad von Hötzendorf and adding him to our military staff, that could be good. There's supposed to be one guy that I remember the name of, but he doesn't seem to be here at the moment. I can't even remember the name of him right now. He just have it on the tip of my tongue. When I see it, I will instantly recognize it. It's a general, I believe he was born in Italy, but to Austrian parents, or one Austrian dad and an Italian mom, and he fought for Austria-Hungary during the war, ended up living in Sudetenland, and when that was annexed by Nazi Germany, he was named like honorary field marshal or something like that. If any of that sounds familiar, then please do point it out who it could be to me, because for some reason I can't figure it out. He has like part Italian name too, due to his heritage, which is probably why I remember him. Alright, field artillery upgrade. Sounds good. We could also go for this, or not rather, since it is too far in the future. Now, I do like the future, but I don't want to waste time with it. Okay, field artillery upgrade it is. Unassigned divisions. Yeah, we do have some divisions done now. I just wonder where to put them. Which side needs more men? All of them are reporting that it's going fairly well for them. Like this guy, he's saying that, yeah, we would probably be on the victorious side in a conflict. So is everyone else. So I will put him on the eastern front, since that is where our biggest enemy is located. And while we won't have war for an additional year or two, or 3, or even 4, you never know, you never know. Mexico declared war on the Mexican opposition. So there's a civil war going on in Mexico. Probably historical, though I don't know the background behind it. So I can't say who will win, or who should win. Alright, reinforce Emperor's authority. Absolutely. There's an interesting thing to be done by just saying, screw everything, we will go the communism route, and going down to internationalism, and essentially leave the Central Powers and dismantle Austria-Hungary. That would be an interesting path to take. Or for that matter, going down the democratism route. and going completely democratic. Disbanding the empire and everything, leave the Central Powers. Yeah, and an interesting path, to be sure. Maybe could try that one. After this run as the proper Austria-Hungary, maybe try that route. Or maybe try something else. A different country, a different mod in this game. Because I just felt like I haven't played this game for so long. I want to get back into it. Encryption. We can get that, or we can get tanks and armor variants. Or we can get... what else can we get? There's a few things we can get. Resource efficiency, I like that. You never know how much we will need. Support equipment, we still need a ton of support equipment. Even with this, it will take us quite a few days to get back up. 165 days until we reach where we need to be. I also like the music. It's some nice music. And I just realized that this episode has been running on for quite a long time due to a rather long intro sequence. So I will leave it off here. It's been almost a year since the beginning of time in 1910. Actually, we're missing like 4 months or something until until it's been 1 year. But here is where we will leave off, and we will return very quickly with the next episode and continue on preparing for the Great War in our very own Austro-Hungarian ways. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for watching and have a good day.